are some of the nuts and bolts for your physical geography lecture class for Geography 300. Most of the class is going to be taught through Canvas, and so when you go to your dashboard, you'll see all of the courses that you have for this particular semester. These will get published probably sometime today. But I need to make this video beforehand. A few other things that are here. We do have our account. This is your individual account. You can put in a picture of yourself there through profiles and notifications, setting those, other things like that. So I've been told that I don't look exactly like this person, but that'll be okay. So in the dashboard, you will find somewhere Fall 20, Geog 300, and Crozier. And that's the class that we want to go into. Before we go any further, my view obviously looks a little different than what the student view does, but the student view has this pretty ugly magenta. No, you guys won't end up with the magenta, but it does kind of tell me what it will look like for you. So here we are. When you go to the home page, it jumps down to the syllabus page. And on this page, I put some of the basics, but not all of them. We do have a little bit further down a link to the actual syllabus. We'll get there in a second. So there is the lovely welcome video that is there. There's another spot where you can link to that. Hey, welcome to my class. This is exciting times. Most of what we'll be looking at is going to be over in the modules. So this link will take you there, but the modules are going to be right there. So we'll get there soon. Getting a hold of me, I'm going to be having a lot of live Q&A sessions throughout the week. At these times right here. The Zoom link to get into those is right here. If you look at these times and cringe or they don't work for you or anything else like that, just drop me an email or call and leave a message, and we'll get in contact with each other if you have other questions, and figure out a time that works best for you. So anyway, there are a few other things before we jump over to our class syllabus, which we follow the link there too, is the course summary is going to be at the bottom of this first page. It goes through and it talks about the different assignments that are basically out there. They're ones that I've published that I've made available to you. You can always click into some of these other guys and start to understand them a little bit more. I recommend not taking the first quiz yet because you haven't learned anything yet, but there's a home video report that you need to do. There is a discussion post and there's a survey. We'll get to that in just a moment. This survey is due at the end of this first week, so you want to be able to take that. There's also a breakdown of how you earn your grade, but there's more of that in the class syllabus. So we click to that, it takes us to a Google document, and in here I talk about some of the exciting things about geography. I invite you to read through this, but I really love the world and I love teaching about the world. And we'll talk more about what geography is, but basically we'll be talking about physical geography in here. And so we'll be looking at the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, the lithosphere, and Good. And the biosphere. Good. Same information about how to get a hold of me and Canvas for our Zoom connections. You will need access to a computer with internet access. Now, if you have a phone or you have a tablet or something like that, you can probably do most of the things that you need to. If you're working just with one of those, you probably have a pretty good idea of what you're doing. Most of the assignments we turn in will be done digitally, so you will not need to print any, but if you're a print person, then that might be advantageous for you. I would like you to have energy and excitement. I would like you to have your own integrity and some ambition. You won't be graded necessarily on most of these. If you cheat and I catch you, then there'll be problems, but we'll talk about that in a bit. I'd love for you to have your own questions and your own thoughts. You may need or want a digital camera to take pictures of pages. If you're going to want to write on paper and then submit that, I will need it to be made digital. So you'll need a camera or a scanner to do that. There are several online textbooks, and we'll get into all of those as we press forward. But if you really want a printed book, this one is made available. You can find older editions that are cheaper. An atlas, again, you do not need that. I've made maps available to you guys. But if the time does come that you do want those, they are available. I highly encourage you to take notes. Now, I'm doing my bestest to try to help you have a good way of taking notes as you go through the lecture content. I've actually put some study guides together for you for each module or each section that you'll be going through. So, again, you can do that all digitally if you'd like. However, you may want to handwrite some notes. Course website we'll go back and explore in a moment. There are these student learning outcomes, and they're long and they're boring, and I don't want to go through them each individually. But I do have some personal goals that I want you to enjoy the class. I've talked about this a little bit in the other video. I want you to make the environment enjoyable. I want to share with you my love of the topic and hopefully get you to love it a little bit as well. All right, so prerequisites, no academic prerequisites. You are all welcome. You all may want a computer, blah, blah, blah. Good. How do you get the grade? Okay, so I tried to simplify this a little bit this semester. Course content quizzes. Those are scheduled throughout, and we'll look at that schedule in just a bit. 35% of your overall grade will be based on that. Your 2 lowest quiz scores will be dropped. Most quizzes allow only 1 attempt, and so you'll want to get in and get those taken. All right, we will have some online discussions, 15% of your grade on that, and we can take a look at those assignments as they come up. Good. Video reviews. I will have you guys watch some videos, some movies, other presentations, and do a little write-up on those. So as those guys start to get turned in late, that'll be really sad because I'll take a 10% discount for every day that they're turned in late. And that'll be too bad. Okay. Map assignments. I am going to have you guys make some maps. Our first one will be of California, then of the Americas, and then a place of your choice. And 15% of your overall grade will be based on those assignments, and there'll be more details that we'll share with you as we move forward. Again, you don't want to get that turned in late because then you start to get discounted on points, and that's always sad. Final term paper, there will be a term paper. We don't need to worry about it right now. There will probably be several assignments that are related to that, and that will be 15% of your overall grade. All right, so that should be what we need to know for the grades. All of those assignments will be discussed in greater detail as we move along. You should be in charge of adding or dropping if you are dropped from the class. So they are not doing any automatic drops, so this shouldn't be a problem. It has been a problem in the past, but this is good to know. Please do not assume that I'm automatically going to drop you if you stop participating in class. As a matter of fact, I'll probably keep you in, and then you'll just keep getting zeros, and those are Fs. And so your overall score will end up really, really bad. So if you are not going to be able to continue in the class, I'll be sad. But know that it is your job to drop that class. All right, I could set up all sorts of strategies to keep you from cheating. I know that you guys are really good at finding ways around. Now, you'll notice that in that schema, that grading schema, there's no exams. The quizzes are all online. They're open note, open book, everything else like that. So really what I'd love for you to do is just ask you to do your best. And if you do have questions and you want to call a classmate, ask them to just explain the problem to you. And if someone does call you to get help, then please do that same. Okay. Strange, when we're not face-to-face, I was trying to figure out what to include in the standard of respect. Just remember that you are not required to be here. I want you all to succeed. And in order for that to happen, you need to want to succeed. And so if there's anything that I can do to make the class better to serve you, let me know. I want you to know that I want everyone to feel welcome and appreciated, particularly in the discussion posts. We want to make sure that we are welcoming of all different ideas and backgrounds. Yeah, so, and do your own work, right? Please don't degrade my class. Let's see, when you're active, yeah, be good. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's go back to our web page. We have a few minutes left, so we have our class pacing schedule. We'll take a look at that. What I've done is I've broken this down week by week by week. So during week 1, the content or the material that we need to study is going to be right here. We're going to be going through and learning about the material that's in section 1.1. And I can talk about how everything is organized in another video. There's no quiz that's assigned this week, right? So course content, this is what we need to learn. Quizzes are the online quizzes and other assignments that you have. So there is a survey due this first week, you and your geography class. All right, good. And week 2, you're going to be learning the content in 1.2. There will be a quiz, and that quiz is going to be relating to the material in those 2 sections. Okay? There's no assignment, however, due for that particular week, but you may want to look ahead and see what other assignments you have. Cool. Let's go back to our class website and we will go into modules. Now in the modules, I have organized it so it really is following our class flow or our class organization. Here's the syllabus that we just looked at, the pacing chart that we just looked at. Here's the assignment, that survey that I asked you to do. You click into there. Once you're done with this video, you can do this, you and geography, and it asks you a few different questions. A little bit about you and what you're going through and your experience with geography. Let's go back to modules. That's going to be our class orientation, and then we get into this first section. Now, you'll remember that from our pacing chart, we're learning the material this week in 1.1. Okay, well, we come over to here, and that material, section 1.1, there's only one module. Okay? And so in this section description, it goes through and it says what you're going to be learning in this particular section. And there's a little study guide. So if you're so interested, you can download the study guide and copy and paste a copy of it into your Google Docs, define these different terms, and that will get you all ready for the quiz that's going to be related to that. Okay? Then you can just go into the next, and that will take you to module 1.1.1. So what we will have as we go through the semester is we're going to have units, and then we will have sections, and then we will have modules. In each module I go through, and I do have my Google slide presentation, which isn't going to be giving you too much. It's just kind of an outline of the presentation. Then there's going to be some textbook references. And then what I will really try to do is put together some, or either grab some videos that I find that are helpful, or I will make some videos that I think will be helpful for you. So anyway, that's going to be that module. Now, all of the material that you need to know for the section, you'll be getting in those modules. It will be very rare that you'll need to look up outside questions. So when you're filling out that study guide, pretty much all of the answers are going to be there in those videos for you. Okay, going back to our modules, you will see this set up. So there will be section 1.1 and then section 1.2. There will be, that I will get posted next week, 1.2, several modules that will relate to that particular section. Okay? So there's going to be some other learning content that we're going to be going through before we take this particular quiz. Okay? The quiz is, as many other Canvas quizzes are, you can go in and take that quiz. You have 2 attempts for this first one because it's your first one, but most of them will not have 2 attempts. No time limits, 10 questions on there and 10 points. Won't take you too terribly long to get that completed. Okay? Everything that you need for the course is going to be outlined here in the modules. You can't always jump to discussions or jump to assignments. You can see what your grade is. You can jump to the quizzes, but everything I will put sequentially here in the modules. So this is going to be the place that you want to come. I would say maybe if you're going to print anything, print this guy, and then you can go, okay, this is what I have this week. I got to get through all of the modules related to this particular section. Oop. And so you would find that under section 1.1 or section 1.2. Many, many, many more sections and modules will be posted as we go through the semester. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to help you out. And I hope that you have a great semester.